What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be more of a multiple part video, so it's going to be filmed over the course of a couple weeks. So I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up on that, why it's filmed in different stages, because I'm taking my truck to the shop today just to get a quick diagnosis of what is the problem and what kind of options I have to fix it, and then probably putting it in the shop next week to start getting some work done, depending on how all that goes. So the problem I'm having is that my suspension is still not quite dialed into where I want it to be. My front axle is still canted a little bit forward. It's actually a little bit off-centered a little bit, left to right, so I definitely need an alignment. There's just some issues going on because this lift kit was kind of maxed out with spacers to be a 10-inch lift kit, which I believe threw off my geometry a little bit. I need to figure out if I could get some custom fabrication done to get some of these parts back in line to where they need to be. Okay, so mind the pretty bad powder coating chipping going on here. I'm gonna have to get that redone maybe this summer. But so as you can see here, my front coils, as you can see plain as day, they're kind of having a little bit of a bow to the front and back, which pretty much looks like my front axle is tilted forward a little bit. So I got to figure out how to do that. I don't know if I have to make some tweaks to the control arms here. I really don't know what needs done, so that's why I'm taking it in to have my buddy who does a lot of this stuff take a look at it and see what he recommends. But again, my front axle is tilted a little bit and it's a little bit off center, because if I come here and measure the distance from, say, the outside of my fender flare straight down, the amount of tire that sticks out past the wheel well, it's wider on the right side or the driver's side than it is here on the left side. You see what I mean? So if I kind of look here, try to imagine, you see how like you come down straight here, there's not much tire sticking out, but you come over here, there's a lot more tire sticking out over here. Maybe not a lot more, but still a good half inch, maybe an inch. It's just screwed up and it's been off center for a while. I put on an adjustable track bar. I tried a couple different settings. It wasn't working, so I took the adjustable track bar off and put my factory one back on, and I'm gonna let the professionals take a look at this and see what they can do. The other problem is my rear axle, because again, this lift was maxed out with a 2-inch spacer. It actually, because my forelinks are a little short, it pulled my axle forward. So now I gotta figure out how to fix that. So it's either gonna be, well, I don't know, but what I'm thinking is I'm either gonna have to get my forelinks maybe cut and fabricated to be a little bit longer. That's an option. I might have to see if somebody can create a fabricated or a custom bracket that drops down and pushes the mounting point here back to about here, so that my forelinks can push back further. Or I might just take the forelinks off and maybe have track bars custom fabricated for the truck. Similar, you see how the front here has the long control arms that kind of holds that front axle in place, but I got real short forelinks to the back doing this to the back. So if I either extend those forelinks or rip them off and put extended track bars on here, that'll get my rear axle straightened up. So I have some options. I just have to go see what's the best way to go. So today's just part one. I'm just giving you a quick overview of what's going on with the truck. I'm heading up to my buddy's shop now to see what we can do with it, get at least a game plan. And then he's busy this week, so if we can come up with a game plan today, we're gonna put it in the shop next week and see what we can work on. See if we can get that axles aligned, straightened up, maybe fabricate some parts or do what we can to get this thing dialed in so that it rides a lot nicer. So heading there right now. Okay, and as you can see here too, my steering wheel, after taking the adjustable track bar off, putting my factory track bar back on, my steering wheel's back to being way off center. That's another thing I'm gonna have to get fixed as well. So again, this truck, it's a great truck. I love my truck. I just gotta spend a little bit more time and maybe probably a little bit more money and see if I can get this thing dialed in nice so that it's ready for the summer and I can start doing some more custom stuff. But for now, my main goal is I want to get it riding nice, riding safe, and operating at the highest potential it possibly can. And then once I got that all dialed in, then I'm going to jump back into some customizing parts, because I do want to get new rims and tires this year. I want to get some custom wheel lights. I'm going to do more custom stuff to my truck this summer, but I got to get the suspension dialed in first. So let's go head off to my buddy's shop and see what we can do. Now, the nice thing about having a buddy who has a shop is that, you know, you trust them. And the second part of that, which is awesome, is he's only about 5 minutes from my house. So yeah, look how my steering wheel sits, and that's riding straight. So this truck just needs dialed in a little bit. But again, the problem I'm having is that the truck still doesn't ride very nice. I understand fully that when you jack a truck up this high with big 40-inch tires and 15.5 inches wide, it's not going to ride like a Cadillac. 100% agree, and I get that. But it shouldn't be swaying and bouncing all over the road. So on these little back roads, I feel every little nook and cranny. The truck shakes and bounces around. It wobbles side to side. It's annoying, but it's not that bad on a short road, because I'm only driving 25, 30 miles an hour. It's when you're driving 60 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour on a highway, and you hit a deviation in the road, maybe crossing over a bridge or railroad tracks or something, and it throws this truck into a wobble side to side, and it's pretty uncontrollable and pretty unsafe until you hit your brake and slow down. Now, I don't know if that's what they call death wobble or not. I have no idea. My steering wheel isn't shaking and rattling. I just think it's my suspension is not lined up. My axles are not, you know, even. My whole suspension is just messed up right now. I think the issue is that when my buddy put this lift kit on, the lift kit might not have come with the right parts. So when he put on the spacers, because it was supposed to be an 8 to 10 inch lift kit, so when he put the spacers on to make it 10 inches, I think what it was some of the other parts were based off of an 8-inch lift kit, not a 10. So he put the spacers and coils on to make it the 10-inch, but I think some of the other parts were not, and it threw all of my geometry off. Okay, we are back. So I just got back from my buddy's shop. We have a pretty good game plan of what we need to do. Pretty much, so the front axle is tilted forward some, and what we need to do is get these control arms dropped about 2 inches. So we're gonna have some custom fabricated parts that we're gonna fabricate up here to drop that down a little bit, push down here, which will tilt that front axle back. So that right there is an easy fix. We'll get that fabricated. That'll pretty much get that front axle lined up, get a nice alignment, put that adjustable track bar on. That'll take care of the front. With the back, what we're gonna do is the easiest thing we found to do is we're just gonna probably cut these 4 lengths, and we're gonna have them custom fabricated to be a little bit longer, and then that will push my rear axle back. By pushing the rear axle back, it'll also tilt it forward a little bit, and that'll get all my drive shaft angles and everything where it needs to be, and that'll push my rear axle back center where it needs to be, and it'll get all my geometry hooked back up. So it's going to go in the shop next week, so it'll probably be in the shop for a week or two, but hopefully once we get all that done, this thing will be ready to rock and roll, and I can get back into getting some nice custom stuff done to it and making it look good for summer. So we'll be back next week.